The Tragedy of Cinema podcast is intended as a family-friendly program that by extension strives to be inclusive to all people regardless of their ethnicity, gender, creed, or any other identifying factors in this incredibly diverse world of ours. With that said, some of the films we discuss may contain serious subject matters or have content considered morally objectionable by today's standards. We do not intend to condone or dismiss these aspects of these films, but our primary focus will be on what we believe the film succeeds at, some fun facts, and our personal enjoyment factors of each film. With that said, we hope you enjoy the show.
Jimbo and Kyle take flight. 80s dreams are its delight. In the realm of black and white. Movies and TV flow through the stories we all know. Silver screen tales unfold in the magic they bestow. The tragedy of cinema, when memories shimmer. Join us as we toast to the tales we love the most. Tragedy of cinema, where memories shimmer. Join us as we toast to the tales we love the most.
Shoot me. Come on.
No, I can't shoot.
Do it! How'd you like that?
How do you do it?
Magic.
I'll perform this feat in a manner never before seen by yourselves or any other audience anywhere in the world.
The audience loved it.
This trick is top-notch.
You need to celebrate.
A real magician tries to invent something new. It's something that other magicians will scratch their heads over.
I suppose you have such a trick.
Actually, I do. It's the one they're gonna remember me for.
What happened?
It was the greatest magic trick I've ever seen. I need to know how he does it.
He has no trick. It's real. Every great magic trick consists of 3 acts. The first act is called the pledge. The magician shows you something ordinary. But of course, it probably isn't. The second act is called the turn.
He's obsessed with discovering your method.
The magician makes this ordinary something do something extraordinary. Now you're looking for the secret, but you won't find it. That's why there's a third act called the prestige. This is the part with the twists and turns, where lives hang in the balance.
Julie, come on!
And you see something shocking you've never seen before. This was built by a man who can actually do what magicians pretend to do.
Real magic.
I know what you really are.
How does he do it? You want the truth?
Nothing is impossible.
Abracadabra.
No more secrets.
Secrets of my life.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Tragedy of Cinema podcast. I'm your host, Jimbo.
And I'm your co-host, Kyle.
Kyle, today we are taking on one of the Abracadabra.
Ooh.
Pull the magic rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah, pick a card, any card.
We are talking about 2006, The Prestige. Kyle, this was a movie that I saw in the theaters, and it's actually one of the only movies in recent years that had impressed me at the theaters. A lot of too many remakes. Same old. I mean, how many times can you see Captain America Save the Day? Or even back then, there was just...
When you're feeling a little tired of the whole movie industry, this is a good palate cleanser.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And if you're not paying attention during this movie,
You're going to lose it.
oh, well,
You'll be gone.
not only that, but even if you are paying attention, the old switcheroo sleight of hand will have you shocked at the end of this movie, which I enjoy. Fair warning, there is going to be some spoilers because when you talk about this movie, you're going to have to talk about spoilers in this. But when you do and you watch the movie, it makes sense. But if you have not saw this movie or seen this movie, whatever,
We suggest watching it now because it's a good movie.
It's a really good movie.
But it is kind of built around its twist, so we can't really not talk about it.
Pause this, go watch it, and then come back and listen to this. It's a long movie. It's like 2 hours and 10 minutes, I think.
That's right. 130 minutes, right?
Yeah. So
right, dead on. Good job, Timbo.
thank you.
I'm proud
Thank
of you.
you. I'll be here all week. But Kyle, before I get started,
Questions?
when I was a young kid, every so often, and I know some of our listeners will remember this, I don't know if you were old enough to get this, but back in the day, they would have specials come on TV with David Copperfield, and he would make like the Statue of Liberty disappear.
Yeah.
Or he would make like a 747 disappear. Do you ever remember seeing any of those? Not on YouTube or
David Copperfield? No, not
were you
really.
more
not.
of like
It was a
David Blaine and Chris Angel?
Not really. I was never a big fan of them because they did too much of the mind freak kind of dilemma,
Right.
which I thought was just like cringe even at the time. I was a really big fan of Penn and Teller though. Well, I say back in their day, they're still doing great stuff now.
Did you ever watch the masked magician that would reveal the secrets of the industry, but he had to do it behind a mask so he didn't get...
I saw a little bit of stuff like that. Also remember like watching like Ripley's Believe It or Not and stuff like that. But yeah, mostly Penn and Teller. I remember them doing magic tricks a lot.
Did you ever have a magic kit growing up?
I did. I had the ball and the cups thing. I had one of those doohickeys, and I was supposed to have got to do it myself. Yeah, the doohickeys where you
Do you have a favorite magic trick?
No.
No?
No. How about you, Jimbo? Do you have a favorite magic trick?
Yeah, watch my co-host disappear. No.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Boy.
I had a...
You talk like that, it'll be easy to do. Oh, love you,
So
Jimbo.
Kyle, I won't keep you much longer. Well, I mean,
you're gonna keep it a lot longer.
Not as a co-host. I'm just saying.
Double down. Yeah. Wow. This is a tough way to find out.
Yeah, but this is an all-star cast too. So Kyle, well, let's just go ahead and take it away.
All right, we have The Prestige, released on October 20th, 2006. The film follows two magicians. Set in London in the 1900s, two rival magicians read each other's diaries containing the secrets of their magic tricks and personal life. As we go back in time when the diaries were written, both magicians became obsessed with their rival's best trick. The tricks, as shown to the audience, look the same, but neither magician can figure out how the opponent does it. That was written by Gary and contributed to IMDb for the plot summary of the film. This film was directed by Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan, of course, he's still probably best known for his Dark Knight trilogy, the Batman films, including and also Interstellar and a bunch of other great films, and Oppenheimer most recently. Of course, that was an amazing film in itself.
I still have not watched that.
Oppenheimer was pretty incredible. I really enjoyed it a lot. Me and my roommate did the whole Barbenheimer thing. We watched Barbie and Oppenheimer in the same day.
The same day?
The same day.
Which one did you watch first?
We watched Barbie, then got dinner, then we went back and watched Oppenheimer. Yeah. That was the recommendation I got from Penn Jillette, actually.
Ta-da!
Penn Jillette did the same thing. And I listened to his podcast, and he suggested, watch Barbie first. Like, okay, I'll do that, Penn Jillette. Thank you. Film was written by Christopher's brother, Jonathan Nolan, and Christopher Nolan also wrote the screenplay. And Christopher Priest wrote the original novel itself. I'm assuming it's the same name. If not, I'll maybe get that correction here later in the podcast. Produced by Christopher Nolan, Aaron Ryder, Emma Thomas. Composed by Davey Gillian. Cinematographer was Walter Pfister, and editor was Lee Smith. Budget for the film was $40 million. Domestic earnings was $53 million. International earnings was $109 million. This movie pretty much probably broke even for the most part. Probably had some money in the long end, and especially long term, sure, made Blu-ray sales, all that kind of stuff too. So this movie made enough money back in the day, and was a good film overall. Adjusting for inflation, the budget would be about $62 million. Domestic would be about $82.6 million in earnings, and international would bring it up to $169.9 million in earnings. And like I said, sure through the tale of the past 18 years have been kind to it, I'm sure. So good for them on that. Moving up here, we're going to go straight into the cast. We have Hugh Jackman playing the role of Robert Andrier. Hugh Jackman, of course, easily best known for playing the Wolverine in 10 movies since the year 2000 now, and most recently appearing here in Deadpool and Wolverine. That's in theaters as we are recording this podcast, actually. Mm-hmm. And so easily known that. And of course, we have Les Miserables and a bunch of other films as well. Hugh Jackman, great actor in his own right. Then we also have Christian Bale playing the role of Alfred Borden. Christian Bale also easily recognizes as being, Batman in the Dark Knight trilogy, directed by Christopher Nolan also, back in 2008 to 2012 with Bat Begins, Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises. And then also, of course, probably American Psycho in the year 2000 as well. So Christian Bale has a lot of notable roles as well. Next up, we have Michael Caine playing the role of Cutter. Michael Caine also, once again, most recently for a lot of people, the Dark Knight trilogy, playing Alfred Pennyworth, Batman's butler in the Dark Knight trilogy. Also appeared in Interstellar in 2014, Secondhand Lines in 2003, one of my personal favorite films, and a myriad of other films throughout his entire career because he's an older guy and he's been working the entire time in acting. So, dude's appeared in a whole bunch of films. Next up, we have Piper Perabo playing the role of Julia McCall. Piper was also in the film Coyote Ugly in the year 2000, and apparently has been in the show Yellowstone since 2018. I don't know if she's still ongoing in the show, but she was in the first season, and I'm assuming still ongoing. Personally, I haven't watched Yellowstone, so I haven't checked it out. Next up, we have Rebecca Hall playing the character of Sarah. Rebecca Hall also appeared in the movie Vicky Cristina Barcelona in 2008, and she's also apparently she also is one of the main stars in the Godzilla MonsterVerse series right now. She was in the Godzilla X Kong, Godzilla vs Kong movie,
X Kong,
and Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire in 2024. So she's in that whole film series right now. Next up, of course, we have Scarlett Johansson playing Olivia Westcombe. Scarlett Johansson also easily kind of well known for playing Black Widow in the Avengers and Marvel films, and the Black Widow film itself too, and such films as Lost in Translation in 2003 and Her in 2013. So a lot of great films there for Scarlett Johansson. Next up, we have Samantha Murraheen playing the role of Jess, Christian Bale's daughter in the film. Samantha Murraheen, this is actually her sole credit, I believe, for The Prestige, mainly as a movie, and she also did some light parts of some TV shows as well. I believe it was The Days of Our Lives reboot from 2004, 2003. She was a couple episodes of that. Besides that, this is her main only casting role. Next up, we have the legendary star man himself, David Bowie, playing the role of Nikola Tesla. David Bowie is, of course, easily most recognizable as one of the most influential musicians of the 20th century. Also appeared in such films as Labyrinth in 1986, where he played the main villain, and also The Man Who Fell from Earth in 1976. And, of course, being an amazing musician for 40 years.
Just passed away, what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe?
No, it was back in 2015. It's been almost 9 years.
No.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. It was either the beginning of 2016 or the end of 2015. But I remember it was actually just before I started at Ford.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's why I remember it. Next up, we have Daniel Davis playing the character of the judge in the courtroom scenes. Daniel Davis also easily well known as playing Niles on The Nanny Show from 1993 to 1999 for 145 episodes.
Did you like The Nanny?
I never watched The Nanny.
Oh, God.
I know. I'm so young. Poor old millennial. Next up, we have The Hunt for Red October, released in 1990, that he appeared in as well. Then next up, we have Jim Piddock playing the role of prosecutor in the courtroom scenes. He was also in the film Mascots in 2016. Christopher Neame playing the role of the defender in the courtroom scenes. He was also in the film License to Kill in 1989. Then we have Mark Ryan playing a captain. Mark Ryan also appeared in the film Transformers Last Night in 2017. Then we have Roger Rees playing Owens. Roger Rees appeared in the film Frida in 2012, and also Robin Hood Men in Tights in 1993. And then finally we have Jamie Harris playing Sullen Warder. Jamie Harris also appeared in the film The New World in 2005. And that concludes the cast right there for The Prestige. Meanwhile, we're going to move on to the awards for the film. And the awards for this film are unfortunate because this film got a ton, and I mean a ton of nominations. Very few awards. So we're going to go through that list here and see what we find. For the 2007 Academy Awards, we have nominations for Best Achievement in Art Direction and Best Achievement in Cinematography. For the 2007 Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films, we have a nomination for a Saturn Award for Best Science Fiction Film and Best Costume Design. For the 2007 Art Directors Guild, we have a nomination for Excellence in Production Design Award for a period film. In the 2007 Austin Film Critics Association, we have a 9th place win for Best Film, or a nomination for the Top Film Award, rather. In the 2007 Australian Film Institute, we have a nomination for Best Actor for Hugh Jackman's role in the film. Then for the 2007 Empire Awards in the UK, we have a win for Best Director, awarded to Christopher Nolan. And we also have nominations for Best Actor, Christian Bale, and Best Female Newcomer to Rebecca Hall that year. Then next up for the 2007 Gold Derby Awards, we have nominations for Best Costume Design, Best Cinematography, and Best Art Direction. Then for the 2007 Gran Premio International del a very Italian word, we have a win for Best Dubbing Mixing, a nomination for Best Leading Voice Actor, and a nomination for Best Voice Actor. Then for the 2007 Hugo Awards, we have a nomination for the Best Dramatic Representation for a Long Film to the screenwriters for Jonathan Nolan and Christopher Nolan. Then for the 2007 Italian Online Movie Awards, the IOMA, we have a win for Best Adapted Screenplay. Then for the 2007 London Critics Circle Film Awards, we have a win for the Best British Supporting Actor of the Year, awarded to Michael Caine. Moving on here, we have the 2007 SFX Awards in the UK, where we have a win for Best Film Director, awarded to Christopher Nolan. And for the 2007 Satellite Awards, we have the win for the Best Overall DVD, awarded to The Prestige. And that, I believe, concludes our awards section. Once again, many nominations, very few wins. I skimmed over a lot of nominations because if it's just nominations, I'm just going to skip the whole category because, say like, hey, they were considered, they never won. It's kind of a boring subject, I believe. Next up, for some technical details, we have a runtime of 130 minutes or 2 hours and 10 minutes, as Jimbo correctly pointed out, just off the cuff. Amazing. Good work.
Just off the top of my head.
Sound mix, we have Dolby Digital surround sound system, so get those speakers going. Hear good stuff going. Color info, this is a color film. Aspect ratio is 2.39 by 1. Camera is the Panavision Panaflex Millennium XL2 and Panavision C and A series lenses with the Space Cam aerial cameras for, I believe, the Space Cam shots. Cool. Technicolor film for Technicolor and USA prints, which is pretty cool. Film length is 3,560 meters for the Italian cut of the film. And negative format was 35mm Kodak Vision S2 250D 525 Vision 2 500T 5012-18. And there's also a digital intermediate cut for the 4K 2017 remaster. So that concludes the technical details of the film. Jimbo, let's move on to some of the cool facts about the movie.
All right, Kyle.
Get to our thoughts.
If you had to tell somebody what a Prestige is, what would you say it is? Not the movie, just
the Prestige.
What would you say the Prestige is?
It's kind of like the Prestige in this film, as it kind of relates, is the thing that makes it better than everything else. It's your latchkey moment. It's the thing that makes everything better about your show. It's the most defining point of your entire of your performance. So it's that moment in this film specifically, as it's defined as an actual literal definition. I actually don't know what that means. So that's just being honest.
Right. Yeah. I think what people need to understand is this is about. We'll dive a little bit more into the plot. This is about two magicians who actually were partners, along with
Michael Caine and Cutter.
Right. He was like
their mentor.
Yeah, and then the Hugh Jackman's wife in this, she was on the stagehand, or the female, eye candy. We'll
Mrs.
say.
Beautiful, yeah, right. Mrs. Beautiful.
Until a tragic accident happens where Christian Bale's character was wanting to tie a different knot.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Is it just because he thought it would look cooler, or it was just adding more flavor to it?
Thought it would be a less injury-inducing escape attempt. So, right. Like the way the trick works is that they tie her hands up, and then they bring her up into the air, and then lower her into a water tank that they then seal shut, and she actually has to escape literally every single time. And so they're suggesting different knot patterns that she can better escape from without hurting her hands. And so against everyone, outside of everyone else's knowledge, aside Christian Bale and the woman's character, they tie the different knot, and she actually fails to escape.
Because they told him, do not tie that other knot. It's too dangerous.
It's too dangerous, yes.
Because she can't, somehow if she does something with her hands, it'll tighten it where she won't be able to escape.
Yeah.
So they do this trick, and basically she drowns to death. Hugh Jackman is asking Christian Bale's character, he's like, What knot did you tie? What knot did you tie? He's like, I don't remember. I don't know. He refuses
the answer.
Yeah, he knows what he did because him and the girl looked at each other. And this breaks apart their friendship. They don't work together anymore. But now they're in a competition to see who can put on the better magic trick. And they're always trying to find out each other's secrets and always trying to one-up the other one.
Yeah. Or they're trying to one up, they're trying to sabotage the other's career by being that much better.
I would say the Prestige is basically after the magician does his grand finale trick, the accolades that pour in from the crowd that leave people unbelievable and just taking it all in. So this basically drives Hugh Jackman's character mad. I don't want to say mad, but he wants to be the best of the best.
Yeah.
But
it's obsession.
But Christian Bale is always one step ahead of him. And even at the very end of the movie, he's still one step ahead of him, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But he's obsessed with getting the notebook that Christian Bale had. He wants all of his information. He wants to know how he did the tricks. And I won't tell too much more of the plot there because there's some of the family issues going on there. And Hugh Jackman holds no punches back and does some dirty stuff. But yes, Nikola Tesla is involved in this. It's such a cool movie, man. It really is.
Yeah, it really is.
But let's talk a little bit about the notes. In the bully catching scene, Harry Dresden is on the list of performers under the professor. Dresden is a fictional wizard in the Dresden Files, a series of books by Jim Butcher on the basis of the Dresden Files, which I think I have a copy or two of that around here. Ricky Jay, who played a magician in this movie, coached Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale in their sleight of hand techniques, which they did pretty good, I think.
Adequate, I would say.
Especially Christian Bale, man, with that ball, the red ball.
Oh, yeah, they believe they can pass off. They have magician acts, so that's cool. And it's cool to see that they actually did it in real and not like just a post-effect kind of deal.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the special effects back then, I don't know if they would have been able to pull.
2006 was early enough. I feel like they could have done some
Lord of the Rings
had
already came out. Yeah, they should have been able to. Chung Ling Soo was a stage character created by William Ellsworth Robinson, a white man who disguised himself as a Chinese man to cash in on audiences' enthusiasm for the exotic. Robinson lived as Chung, never breaking character while in public. He died in March 1918 when a bullet catch trick went wrong. There is doubt about his last words, though. They were either, "My God, I've been shot," or "Oh my God, something's happened, lower the curtain." Either way, they were both his last words and the first English he had spoken on stage in 19 years.
19 years. Wow. Yeah, and that's kind of a huge point in this film is the dedication to the craft that Christian Bale brings. Like, you never break character ever in public. You're always, it's always part of the prestige to maintain the illusion. Anytime anyone ever sees you out in public, you will maintain that illusion still to this day. And that goes to the twist later in the film.
Right. Oh, such a good twist.
Mm-hmm.
So the main characters' initials are, you got Alfred Borden and you got Robert Anger.
Mm-hmm.
It spells Abra, as in Abracadabra. Commonly used by the magicians. So I also do believe, wasn't that the name of the rabbit in Frosty the Snowman? When they pulled it out.
That's a reach. Yeah.
It's been a while. I have to watch it again.
I think you're right, but I'm not sure.
Alfred Borden's infant was played by one of writer, producer, and director Sir Christopher Nolan's children. This is one of two movies released in the fall of 2006 that featured Hugh Jackman and Andy Serkis. Do you know what the other one was?
No, I don't. What was it, Jimbo?
Flushed Away.
Flushed Away. I would not have guessed that. I would not have guessed that.
Have you seen that movie?
No, I've never seen Flushed Away.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
Is it good?
Oh, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll hide to the list.
It's pretty
not
good.
Not the podcast list, but the movie list.
Oh, we might add to the podcast list. It's pretty good. When Ali, who is Andy Serkis, is introduced, he makes a reference to a magic trick in which one person guesses the item in a person's pocket. The same trick fooled Serkis's character Gollum in The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. My precious.
So nice to fool them twice.
The word prestige originally meant a trick from the Latin prestigium, meaning illusion. Josh Hartnett was considered for the part of Robert Angier, which I think he would have been okay. This is included in, of course, the 1,000 movies you must see before you die, and it's got to be, it's higher than 1,001, dude.
Oh, it's got to be up there for sure.
Yeah, really good. And I'm kind of curious to see how many people have never watched this film, because if you didn't know about it and you didn't see it when it came out, it was probably one that just slipped under the radar and you have no clue. Especially with Hugh Jackman coming back in Wolverine and Deadpool, his popularity, The Greatest Showman. This is one of it. This was before all that.
Yeah, this film was definitely underrated for the most part, or underperformed to what it deserved to perform. Like, because like this film just kind of didn't make a huge splash. So people come back to it like, wait, this movie's really good. Actually, it's like, yeah, we all knew that.
It's one of my favorites. Yeah. The editing includes 146 time jump cuts in which the next shot either flashes back or skips ahead to another time period of the storyline. This averages to almost one timeline jump per minute of the movie.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because the film does take place.
But it still flows so well, though.
It does flow very, very well, too. But it's like saying, like, the movie starts at the ending, so, like, everything post that is a time skip backwards. It's like, yes and no.
Yeah, you're going to start this movie, and you're going to be like, what am I watching? I don't understand
what
what's
do you mean?
going
This
on.
man murdered a man, but he didn't murder the man? That makes no sense to me. And then everything else is a time explaining what that is.
Great.
You know, it starts at the ending, so that's why it has a time skip.
Well, here you go, Kyle. This was a writer, producer, and director, Sir Christopher Nolan's lowest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes at 76%.
That's really good for your lowest rated film.
It has since been surpassed by Interstellar at 71%.
Once again, 71%, also really good as a director if your worst film is 71%.
Yep. The In the Hand Vanishing Birdcage was developed and performed successfully for many years by Harry Blackstone Sr. His son, Harry Blackstone Jr., also performed the trick successfully for many years, which is really cool. They basically strapped this cage because they used to kill birds, when they do the magic trick. It shows it, it's like, you see this bird and they put them in like a box and smash the box. And
the reality is they just killed it. Yeah, they killed a bird, then brought out a similar looking bird.
And I think that poor little kid in there, and he's like, they killed him. And he's like...
But it's also really, really a great foreshadowing for later in the film.
Right. And especially what... He says, I think it's in the notes. I'll get to it.
But where's his brother?
Yeah, that's what he says. But his brother. Yeah. Oh, man, such a good movie.
Bale's like, you're a very bright young lad. something to that effect. Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and throw this here. So, man, I don't know if I want to give it away, but all right. Well, let me put a note here.
You want to go for it? Okay.
I'm going to put a note here by my notes. So, to know where to come back to. So, Christian Bale... does this magic trick cause the transponder man or transporter man?
I think it's the transporter man.
Yeah. And it's basically two doors on opposite ends of the stage. Him and his assistant open the doors, there's nothing here, and he'll go through one door, shut the door, and he comes out the other door. This is driving Hugh Jackman crazy because he's like, how does he do it? He's like, oh, it's a double. And his assistant's like, no, I said he has the same... hand injury because he tried to catch him. Basically, he got shot by Hugh
Jackman later in the film and lost part of his thumb. Yeah.
Come to find out, boy, he took his act seriously, didn't he? Because the one guy... So basically, his brother, or lookalike of Christian Bale, actually got his finger cut off which also plays in the... there's just so much of this movie. You're trying to put it all together.
It all ties together, yeah.
But he severs the same finger that was blown off by Hugh Jackman. And if you remember in the movie, Kyle, when his wife goes, "Oh, look, you've opened up your wounds
Stressing
again."
the wound, yeah. It's the new wound's
the
fresh.
new wound,
It's
right?
the new wound, yeah.
I was like, so basically, it's two people there. You have the one brother that's in love with his wife and has the daughter. The other one is in love with Hugh Jackman's assistant that comes in Scarlett Johansson.
Olivia's character, yeah.
Yeah, I keep calling him Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale, but
That's fine.
I can't remember their names.
Yeah.
So the other one loves the assistant, and they're always with that person. But it's really crazy because it's like, if you loved me, you'd come to me and be with me and forget about your family. This, and little does she know that he's the one that loves her and not the other one.
Yeah.
So flash forward to the other side of this conundrum is Hugh Jackman goes sees Tesla, and he wants to know, hey, I need this magic trick, blah, blah, blah. And he's wanting him to develop this electrical machine for him. And when he does, he's paying a lot of money to get this thing. And Tesla's like, look, and there's a bitch of Thomas Edison coming in there and shutting down everything.
Yeah, Thomas Edison, yeah.
But
his goons.
When he tests it, he puts Hugh Jackman's top hat down there and he zaps it and nothing happens. It just sits there. And Hugh Jackman's like, well, this is ridiculous. He's like, let me do a little bit more testing. Whatever. Well, he comes back later and Tesla's like, look, we need to do this with something alive. So he puts a black cat down there, and Andy Serkis like, you're solely responsible to what happens to this character, this creature. So they put the cat down there. The electricity goes off, zaps it, and next thing you know, the cat's still standing there. And Hugh Jackman's like, look, did you not get it to work? You said you could get it to work. And he's like, look, I'm telling you, he's like, sometimes there's a price to be paid when you mess with stuff like this. Yeah. So as Hugh Jackman leaves and mad or whatever, he goes outside and he hears this cat like, meow, and he walks over like this little hill, and there is like 200 top hats, and then there's several black cats or whatever. So this machine duplicates a
full cloning process. It makes
anything.
It takes anything you put in there. It makes an exact copy of it in a different location.
So Hugh Jackman's character says, "Look, I'm going to do the transporter man, or the transport man, and I'm going to do better, and it's going to be a big to do, and it's going to drive him crazy. He's not going to know how to do it." So the gist of this story is when Hugh Jackman goes into his the machine, and the electricity starts flying, the trapdoor falls, and he falls into a cage of water. Yeah. Right, and the lid shuts and it locks where you can't get it open. And this is discovered by Christian Bale because he goes upstage to test everything, and he goes down and he says, look, I'm part of the act. And he goes down there and he watches this, and he tries to get him out, and he ends up dying there. And Michael Caine's like, oh, he died. But Hugh Jackman would always appear somewhere else in the auditorium.
Yeah.
Come to find out that every time he does this magic trick, he is killing the person on screen to let him get the prestige to live on. It goes a lot deeper than that. That's just my run through.
The basic plot. Yeah,
yes.
Which is still crazy.
Oh, man. It's so good. Let me go back to my notes now. So Andy Serkis and Jamie Harris appeared in Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Cool. Great film.
Yeah, very great film.
Apes fans in this house.
And Kyle just brought me some Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes poster today, too. So
yep.
The producers wish to thank David Copperfield, which we talked about that. Great childhood
obviously a huge inspiration for doing this film in the first place, and of course, I'm sure the book as well.
If you ever get there was a time, Kyle, when I was watching him live on TV, and he said, "All right," he's like, "You think magic's fake?" He's like, "Watch this." He's like, and he had like, I don't know, like 12 cards on the TV screen, right? He's like, "I'm going to read your mind." He's like, "I want you to come up here and point to a card on here." He said, "And that's your card." He said, "Don't move your finger." He said, "I'm going to tell you what card you have." So he started going. He's like, "Okay." He's like, "You ain't got this card, or this card," and my finger's still up there, and you ain't got this. And he got my card, dude. I'm still to this day. It's got to be something with money or numbers. I mean, like there's got to be some sort of formula.
Yeah, some way he forced you to take the right card.
Is that, or he's really magician?
He's really magic. Yeah.
So Angier's double mumbles a few lines from a speech while rehearsing on stage before his first performance. What he is actually trying to say is the words of Harry Percy from William Shakespeare's Henry the
Eighth?
No.
Oh.
Fourth.
Right.
Henry IV. When called to appear before the king and to explain his failure to turn over prisoners after a recent battle in Scotland. Apparently, Hugh Jackman used this speech in previous auditions. Presumably, it was believed that having the double deliver a few lines from Shakespeare would lend him the actor more airily, right, in the character, in fact, as a dissolute stage actor. So, Sarah's line, "I know what you are," was not in the script. Rebecca Hall said that she felt terrible right after she said it, thinking she had given away the ending. I didn't put two and two together again. I hadn't watched this in a long time.
Yeah.
But unless you're paying really close attention or know something about this, you're not going to get it.
But even then, like, you wouldn't, her, and, like, something's going on. You don't know what it is. Her saying that
when she
doesn't
said that,
actually
you're
reveal.
like, well, yeah, he is a scumbag kind of a guy. I mean, give it up,
Yeah. Like, he's clearly hiding something still. That's all you get from that scene, which still works. That's why Nolan kept it, I'm sure.
So, Root, Angier's on-stage double, announces that he has played Faust and Caesar in the past. Both characters were destroyed by their own ambition, as is Angier, so that's pretty cool. The use of twins is in a Transported Man magic show was, in fact, quite common when the movie takes place, so they would have twins do that. Early on in the movie, Sarah's nephew asks of the bird, "Where's his brother?" foreshadowing the fact that Borden has a twin brother.
Yeah. And the fact that, and then later Hugh Jackman killing himself every single time, too, and making a new copy of himself that, gets the prestige is also, he literally does the bird trick on himself every single time.
Right.
Yeah. Killing himself and then bringing himself back. Crazy.
I was wondering if that water, the water tank that they fall into, I wonder if that was the same one that his wife, well, it could have been because they smashed it last in there.
And also at the very end of the credits, you see there's a huge, giant room full of water tanks because he kept all the bodies, which, very weird.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That was a weird scene at the very end. It implied a lot.
But it was really cool, though.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a really awesome shot. That's why I kept it. But
you know what they should have done?
Really weird. Like,
you know how it
bodies
fades over to the last one you see him in the water. If he would have turned his head or something, like he's still alive or something, that would be crazy. Yeah. David Bowie initially declined the role of Nikola Tesla when it was offered to him. Sir Christopher Nolan flew out to him personally to tell him that he was the only person he imagined for the role, and that his larger-than-life persona would make the idea of Tesla building a cloning device believable. Upon hearing this, David Bowie changed his mind and took the role.
Awesome.
And you cannot... If you did not know that was David Bowie, you would have no idea because he's not acting weird. He's very professional. He looks distinguished. It's so totally not David Bowie that it's also David Bowie.
Truly the perfect casting choice.
Yes,
it really is.
It really is.
there was no better acting choice.
Well, I didn't know David Bowie could act like that.
Yeah.
Because I seen him as the Goblin King or whatever in
Labyrinth, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But no, and both his face structure too and his mannerisms too. He plays a perfect older Nikola Tesla for sure. Because people think Nikola Tesla, I think of like the portraits of him as a younger man during his early career, but he lived a while.
Oh yeah,
yeah. David Bowie is perfect for the role.
It is hinted at this movie and confirmed in the novel that the twins are named Albert and Frederick Borden. The amalgamation of their names becomes Alfred Borden, so it's basically
a combination
of the two.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Kyle, Hugh Jackman is fitted with prosthetic earlobes and a nose ridge while playing the character of Root, Robert Angier's British lookalike double, in contrast to Robert Angier, played by Hugh Jackman, who doesn't have earlobes. So, Kyle, what's your thoughts, feelings, ratings of The Prestige?
Yeah, I think this film is a strong 8 out of 10 for me in many respects. It's a very, very strong film. The actors are fantastic in their performances. It's a great casting choice overall. Props to the casting director, John Papsidiere. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that last name. This is one of Christopher Nolan's actually, I think, better films overall. I probably prefer this to at least a couple of the Batman films. Maybe Interstellar is kind of like close neck and neck tie for me. Probably not as good as Oppenheimer, which I think is excellent overall. And I think this film is very strong. I think the plot's very good. I think it says a lot about the risks of obsession and being obsessed with your craft at the cost of everything else too, and the cost that takes on you, the toll it takes on you with obsession with vengeance and that kind of things too. And it's overall just a great morality tale in many respects. So really enjoyed that in many respects. So yeah, this film is very strong. I highly recommend anyone watch it. It is a PG-13 film, so keep that in mind if you have a family and want to watch it for sure. And also, it can be a little difficult to follow, so make sure you have time to really give it the attention it deserves. Otherwise, you might be a little lost halfway through. But yeah, still a very strong film. I wish it done better at the box office back in the day because it deserved to. But still happy now to have a great film that we can watch anytime we want to. So that's awesome. Jimbo, how do you feel about the film?
Love it. Mm-hmm. To me, this is probably a 9 out of a 10 for me. This is close to cracking my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I feel very strongly about it.
Yeah, so probably in the top 20 just to be safe. Mm-hmm. I think the casting is just unbelievable. The stars in this film is just... And they weren't really as huge stars back then as they are now. But...
Still, it says a lot that every one of these actors is leading their own franchise, basically.
The reason I think I like it so much is because it's not a remake. It's not a story you've seen over and over and over again. It is so different from anything you have ever watched that it stands out.
Yeah. A breath of fresh air.
Oh, The Prestige. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just the showmanship between the two, how they're trying to screw each other over and try to find out the magic tricks the other one's doing, and even taking the guy's daughter because they thought Christian Bale had killed Hugh Jackman because he's trying to break him out of the water tank, but it was actually and they put him in jail, and then you see Hugh Jackman had taken on a whole different persona, and even has Christian Bale's daughter.
Yeah. It's incredible.
And the way it is, I'm not going to tell you how it is because, well, they go to hang Christian Bale, but that's where I'll leave it at that. But amazing. If you haven't seen this movie, watch it. It gives Jimbo's 2 thumbs up. So
fantastic, Jimbo.
Great movie. So if you want to follow us, we are the Tragedy Cinema Podcast on Facebook. You can find us on all the social medias. And Kyle, I do believe now I have enough followers to go live on TikTok as the Tragedy Cinema Podcast. So
awesome.
I might throw some stuff out there on Facebook to say, hey, I'm going live here in a few minutes. Maybe interact with some people, maybe get some new followers. Then talk. Well, we can talk some movies, stuff like that. If you have any questions for us, we can answer. Maybe me and Kyle will go on there together. But with that being said, I think this episode's coming to a close.
And cut.
You didn't let me say, and that's a wrap.
Oh, I didn't say that, dude. Okay, you want to do it again?
And that's a wrap?
And cut. The Prestige is cool.
The Tragedy of Cinema, where memories shimmer. Join us as we toast to the tales we